Get in, lads. The three of us are here to record our first video, our first podcast episode, having 1,000 subscribers on the channel. Oh, round of applause, please. Round of applause. Round of applause all around. Not to us. To all of you. To all of you watching. We just want to say first of all,
that's crazy.
Before we get on to the footballing topics, I think we all are in agreement saying thank you. First of all, we appreciate anyone who's ever clicked on the YouTube channel.
That's good.
Unfortunately, Ladies Day was not single. But
sorry, ladies. I know.
I am.
Our dresses though. All right.
I am.
Thank
right
you.
Here.
It's me. Me.
Let's if you didn't get girls before, Andres, you're gonna get them now. You're gonna get them now.
I'm so red on camera, bro.
Oh God, he is. This is how he stops crying. This is how he prevents from crying from reaching 1,000 subscribers.
Wait, you were joking? You're actually gonna cry?
I think
I'm an emotional guy.
He's emotional, bro.
I'm an emotional guy. But
I didn't realize that's
I was emotional
I
too.
only cried for West Ham. Too bad we didn't get that one on camera. Maybe we would have reached 1,000 sooner. I did cry when West Ham won. I did cry. I turned off the camera, unfortunately.
Well, okay, back on track. Thank you for anyone who's ever watched a video, seen a video, liked a video, commented, and especially subscribed. If you watch multiple videos, I appreciate that. I want to give a shout out to Roshan Higgins, who allegedly is our 1,000 subscriber. That's what he commented on the video, on our most recent video. So if that's true, we appreciate you very much so, and thank you for letting us know. I do also want to say, before we continue, especially if any of our family is watching, thank you to our family, because I don't think we'd be here without them, supporting and or watching from the very beginning too.
Biologically, we also would not be here, so
we wouldn't be here without them either.
Yeah, I was trying not to laugh. I was like,
what? In this position, you know what I mean. Not on Earth.
And to shout out, I just want to really shout out those Germans that watched our video back in the heyday, because this is what kicked it all off. Those Germans that watched our very first podcast. I'm not going to say the name so we don't cringe. Just shout, because that started off, that made us decide that Elijah and I decided to redo it, and then we added Diego. Wonderful addition, because at least we're funny now, I think. Yeah,
a lovely addition Diego's been too. Thank you, Diego, for being here. And I'll make a playlist of the 3 videos he's been in, if you guys would like that. You guys can go check out
his wonderful contributions. It's just gonna be nothing, because we had to cut out everything he said.
Yeah, I know. His best moments, and then it ends. Just messing. But yes, and to finish off, thank you to you two. I appreciate you two a lot for contributing to 1,000 subscribers. We wouldn't be here without you two either. So
and thank you to you
and you for editing
thank this shit. It's big.
Yeah. Bringing us together, leading us.
That's true. You guys would not know each other without me.
Yeah.
All right.
Making sure we were staying on top of things. I mean,
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
It's a lot of thank yous all around, and it's a great group of guys that we've brought that do this. So honestly, it's a lot of fun.
Indeed.
A lot of fun. But
dude, how long has that been in his hand, bro? How long has he been waiting for the moment to put that up?
He's been waiting. Ever since my Insta story, he's like, bro's about to get sappy on the pod.
Oh, God.
But yeah, honestly, love doing this with you guys.
Indeed.
Anyways, enough of this sloppy shit. Let's actually get to the footy, yeah?
Sloppy shit.
I don't know, dude.
Wait.
I don't know, dude. It's 12 o'clock.
Repeat that one more time?
Yeah.
Sloppy shit.
Hey, let's just move to the football. Let's just move to the football.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Well, like I said, thank you for subscribing and doing everything, contributing to our. I don't want to say success, but we should treat it as success, because this is pretty cool.
Once that paycheck gets in, though.
All right. Well, I'm doing it for passion. But you know what?
It was just a joke.
But so moving forward, I also want to say we're having a lot of content planned, especially once we start getting monetized from this stuff. The plan is to just redirect the money into the channel. We've agreed, for the most part, to put money into anything we might need, cameras, microphones, and eventually tickets for games, all that kind of thing. So your interaction with our video helps us a lot more than you realize, and it only allows us to create better content. So thank you for those who have interacted, and we appreciate you, and hopefully you continue to do so. And thank you to anybody who will in the future as well. So yeah, let's just move on to the football. Let's get started with the actual podcast itself. We have a lot of content today for you guys. In particular, we're going to cover Concacaf as a whole, especially after the Nations League and where each nation stands, what the Nations League taught us, and that sort of stuff. Andres is going to go on what I expect to be a passionate rant as to why West Ham can still beat Bayer Leverkusen in the second leg.
Come on, the boys.
So make sure to stick around for that if you want to have a good laugh. And afterwards, we're going to talk about the Premier League owners unanimously deciding on implementing the semi-automatic offside system that has been used in the World Cup and the Champions League so far, as well as Israel partnering with Conmebol, the South American Football Federation. So stick around for any of those topics as best you like. Of course, we'll upload those later on in the future. So if you just want to watch those, make sure to subscribe now if you're not. Turn notifications on if you haven't, so that you know when those get released. And then yeah. But before we get to those, actually, I do also have a question for you guys, as I try to start off every episode with a footballing question. I just want you guys to give me your best answer. We know the USA is better than Mexico right now internationally. How long until the MLS teams will consistently start to beat Liga MX, in your opinion? It's a thinker. For context, to give you guys a little bit of time as well, this year in the Concacaf Champions League, MLS has been getting schmacked. They have been getting killed. Inter Miami lost, I think, a day or two ago to Monterrey. They got killed in that game too. Didn't look good. The other games as well. I mean, Philly. Just most teams that have participated.
Is the only one.
Yeah. Most of the teams that have come that have played in this tournament so far have been smacked about. So I ask you guys again, how long until MLS teams will consistently start beating Liga MX team in the way that the USA has been consistently beating Mexico internationally?
Dude, I don't know. I don't think they'll catch up anytime soon. I just think it's a little different in terms of squads. I think it's just because the national team is in a different state than like the actual league itself. And dude, I don't know. I think it'll happen eventually in terms of we'll get some quality, but I also think dude, I don't even know. Because I remember we've had this discussion like in the very beginning when we had the whole all the Leagues Cup and all that stuff happening.
And honestly, since then it hasn't really changed.
I think LAFC is the farthest MLS team. I think that's recent, like that's actually gone against several. Has a good record. The only team recently.
I saw a statistic earlier. Only team in a certain amount of time or amongst something that have reached the final in general. Recently, I forget the exact statistic. Don't take that with a grain of salt, of course. But it's been very hard. Diego, do you have a timeline at all for yourself?
I do think like for it to be a whole league is different than just one team. We'll see definitely MLS and MLS team do well. I think we've seen LAFC go far, and probably some other teams I don't know or can recollect. But for the whole league itself, that's like a whole kind of that's years. You gotta get deep into the teams themselves, and the MLS has to start investing in better defenders. I'll tell you that right now. I agree with Andres. It'll be quite a while before we see that, but I think we'll see a few MLS teams, like one or two every season, do well. The better ones.
Yeah.
But
okay. Just to add Diego's, I was actually going to say this. I think there's better Liga MX teams more than MLS teams, just because I feel like when you actually look at the league tables towards the end of the season in terms of MLS, there's a bigger gap between the teams. Between the top half and the bottom half, there's a massive gap. And you can tell usually midway between the season what's a good team, what's a bad team. And I feel like that's where the discrepancy is. There's more good Liga MX teams than there are good MLS sides, because I feel like
That's
once
fair.
you
agree
go
with that.
past the top 3 in the MLS, there's a significant drop in quality. I feel in terms of squad teams, because I feel like we see that in the playoffs. There's not really a lot of upsets to happen. I think in our prediction video is pretty straightforward. I think all the higher seeds went forward. There was like probably one upset, I think. So yeah, I think there's more better sides in Liga MX than there is the MLS, and that's just going to take time. It's just going to take development, money. So especially if you have all your resources devoted to, I don't know, Inter Miami, I feel like you can't really step up all the other teams that are looking for it. So that's my spiel. Anyways.
Okay, I like that. I guess from my opinion, it's gonna take a little bit. I think it's gonna happen. I think there's no way that it can happen internationally and not happen domestically. So I do think it's gonna happen eventually. It's just a matter of time. I mean, there's more that goes into it than just good player, bad player. Of course, with the MLS and Liga MX, which it shouldn't be, but everyone knows the lack of football manager savability with MLS in terms of salaries and TAM and trades and draft. It's a whole thing. It's too American. So, all right, I like that. Thank you guys for your responses. Now, I want to start off with a bang. Actually, instead of going into the immediate footballing, I'm going to give you the floor here, and I really want you to
West Ham.
I really want you to let us know why he's so confident. Not just thinks, why he's so confident in West Ham beating the most informed team in maybe all of German history. By all means.
Look, it's a tough mountain to climb. It's climbable. I have faith in this team. Look, first half, I felt like we were the better side and on the front foot in terms of scoring chances. It's a what-if situation in this scenario. If Kudo scores that one-time finish, it's 1-0 in the 9th minute. Completely different game, if you really think about it. But, we do with absolutes here. We don't do with ifs, ands, and buts. Do absolutes. So, look, we're 2-0 down the aggregate. But I feel like Antonio did some amazing work in that first leg. He really did. And he exposed their back line, I feel, pretty good. And I feel like if we put everyone forward in terms of we all know the West Ham game plan at this point. We're sending everybody because we're down 2-0 in this aggregate, right? We lose, we lose. As long as we go down swinging. But I got this feeling in my gut that we got this, even though we're down Paqueta, Emerson, due to a yellow. I got this fucking feeling, bro. We're about to pull off. Look, those Germans, those Bayern Leverkusen players, because not all of them are Germans. Those guys, man, they're gonna be happy after their Bundesliga title celebration. This weekend they're gonna be all like,
"That's true if they win it, yeah,
happy dandy." Probably drunk, hungover a little bit. With their celebrations, they're gonna be like, "Oh, we're 2-0 up." What was it? That is he Nigerian? The striker who copied Kudus' thing and looked at the bench. I feel like he upset Kudus a little bit. Kudus did not have a good game, unfortunately. But hey, I'm just saying, I think there's little things that are starting to add up from that first leg. We'll have Edson Alvarez back. I'm just saying, I got this feeling. I got this feeling that streak's about to end Thursday at 2:00.
What's funny to me here is that half of Andres' argument does not contain football. Does not contain a football.
There's the footballing aspect.
No.
I just gotta I'm passionate that I got a gut feeling. But I think if you want to actually break it down in terms of statistics and not statistics, but footballing, what's gonna happen here is it's a fact that Bayern Leverkusen's backline is a bit shaky. I mean, their last opponents, they did let 4 goals in, and I don't even know who they are in the Europa League. There are a bit shaky backline, and we caught them in the counter a few times. But I think if we have Jared Bowen back, I also think that played a pretty big factor in our counter-attacking ability. So if we have him back, I think it changes the dynamic a little bit, because I feel like Jared Bowen will be able to break through certain lines that I think certain players struggled with. Paqueta especially, I felt like he struggled with because he got swarmed by 3 guys. But I feel like we were lacking that ability a lot, where we could counter, we just couldn't break their press that they did. But as soon as you break the press, all you need is that one pass to break the press. And I feel like we struggled to find that. In the first half, I think we had more success of breaking the press. In the second half, we couldn't find that outlet ball that we were looking for, and we just kept turning it over. So I think with certain players on the field, especially Alvarez, I think he'll be able to give us that outlet ball. It's a bit strange, I know, because you think Paqueta would, but I feel like Alvarez is a bit stronger in that sense when we'll be able to dish it out a little bit, I think. And also, I think we'll have better security in the midfield as well, because I feel like Thomas Suchek, James Ward-Prowse, and Paqueta aren't really the answer in the midfield when you're trying to defend and trying to build out of it.
Right, of course.
So I think that would be a massive help. I'm trying to stay positive here, but I think if Jared Bowen comes back, because it's a big if he does come back, because I don't know what's wrong with him. An outlet said, look, he has a bruised spine, and then Moyes said he has something wrong with his knee, so I have no idea. But if he is back, give him whatever injection he needs. Inject him up. Give him whatever
heroin,
steroids. I don't give a fuck. Bro. Get that man on the pitch where he's feeling high as a kite, but scoring goals left and right.
Damn. Bro, spin bars? He's so hopeful he's trying to spin bars about this? My God.
Hey, man. I got to step up the game now that we're over 1,000, you know?
Come on now, you're right.
Can't be one-dimensional no more. But
it's true.
I think it was the struggle of that whole game from a West Ham perspective was, yes, we were on the back foot the whole time in terms of defending. We had the low block, but I feel like that was everyone knew. That was our game plan, 100%.
Yeah,
everyone knew that going into it. Yeah, and you know, people could argue, oh, you should have gone try to go toe-to-toe with them. We're going to lose that battle. We're missing Jared Bowen. We're going to lose that battle. Our defense isn't quick enough to be able to keep up with that Bayern Leverkusen side because they are faster than us in terms of our defense. So I think that outlet ball is going to be key to being able, because Leverkusen isn't going to just sit back against us, and absorb pressure. It's just not what they're going to do. They're going to try and come at us as well. And I think if we find that outlet ball, it's gonna pay dividends, because I feel like we shown in that first half. Say this again. First half, huge in terms of finding that outlet ball, getting on the counter. We had some good chances going. We just need to do that again. And I feel like Antonio would be a good answer for that outlet ball if he can hold it up. But I also think Alvarez is going to play a huge factor in finding the outlet ball to get out to our wingers, personally. And I think also Ben Johnson should have probably played instead of Soufal, personally, I think, because I think Soufal struggled a little bit. I think with Emerson out, I think Johnson will probably swap over, because I feel like Emerson struggled a little bit too. But I feel like if we can get the simple things right, I think that's where we can really strive and shock the world, basically. I probably jinxed it by saying that. Hopefully we don't lose 5-0.
That's exactly why we made this video. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, man.
I do want to say one thing, too, is Bayer Leverkusen have not conceded a goal in the past 3 games, including the West Ham game. We'll see what happens this weekend. But I think we also should anticipate Xabi Alonso's team changes, because he knows exactly how West Ham are going to play here, and I really do think he's a much better manager than David Moyes.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. because at the same time,
I'm delusional. I'm not that delusional, all right?
What I would not be surprised to see is if Moyes goes into this with another fucking low block. Like, I would not be. I don't think he's gonna do that. But at the same time, if he does it, I'd be like, yeah, okay, sounds about right, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in our past European campaigns, it's like when we face like better oppositions, like the Sevilla, Frankfurt, I feel like Moyes really thrives in the second leg, because he's able to like write down information, like get a general idea. It's the fact that we're 2-0 down, I think, changes a lot of that, because we were 80th minute 0-0, 83rd minute I think they scored 1-0. Not the worst result at their home. Then the 2-0 happened at the worst possible time, right as the big game's about to end. I think that changes a lot. If it was 1-0, it's a close game because it's 1 goal, but it's 2-0. So I think the game plan is going to probably change a lot from what they were really going to go with. Because 1-0 down, I would have been happy with, but 2-0 is a lot different, especially against probably the best informed side in Europe right now. So,
oh yeah, by far.
So it's going to be tough. I mean, if they're in the Champions League right now, they would be easily the final contenders in my books. But
I would say so.
But I mean, it's crazy. Like, this is off topic, but like I thought Liverpool would have a chance to beat them, but with them 3-0 down to Atlanta, I don't even. They'll take
Leverkusen makes it out of this round, but Leverkusen's winning it all. I mean, there's no one to stop Leverkusen here, anymore. Diego, I want your opinion on this too. Give me your score prediction.
West Ham are cooked. I'm thinking Leverkusen. Don't get me wrong. Going to West Ham Stadium isn't easy, but I think Xabi Alonso's had tougher games this season, and I think he goes there. Maybe he gets a 1-1 draw, but hey, that's all he needs, you know. And he gets out of there with the 3-1 aggregate win, and he goes on
3-1 aggregate. I like that.
Wait, I have a question. If we beat them 2-1, right? But like we lose because it's 3-2 on aggregate. Would that end the streak because they lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. I mean,
I'd
yeah,
take
no,
that. I would take that. We would
That's
end the
petty as
streak.
fuck.
We wouldn't.
That's crazy.
Oh God, that's petty. That's petty. So that's what he's resorting to now.
I can. No, if we lose, but like if we win, but we lose the whole tie, I can say confidently we're the team that ended their streak. But of course, I'm hoping for a 3-2 or a 3-2 dub to West
Big
Ham.
club mentality, bro. Big club mentality.
Fucking massive, mate.
I'm sorry, massive club mentality.
Only team out of us three in Europe right now. Fucking massive, bro. Fucking massive.
Okay. Anyways,
and only club in the past 2 years that have won a European
he had
trophy.
limited to 2 years. What about 3?
Only club in 2 years that. Only club in 2 years that have. Hey, you know what? At least we all haven't been relegated in the past 10 years. All right, I'm happy about that.
Hey, we're close, bro. If Cole Palmer wasn't with us, we're close, dog. We're not having this conversation if we don't sign Cole Palmer.
Yeah, he saved you right there.
Let's just move on, okay? I don't want to talk about Chelsea right now. Well, thank you, Andres, for. This could be the greatest, the greatest prediction of all time.
I'm telling you, that fucking outlet ball is gonna be key, bro. It's the simple things in footy that change everything. It's that outlet ball. We couldn't get that outlet ball going, but
Jared plays left or right side.
He plays right when he's on,
Okay.
but we had Kudos playing right because Jared was out, but Kudos goes to the left.
Yeah, Kudos is cooked, bro. Kudos versus Frimpong. Are you shitting me? Kudos is cooked, bro.
I just put
him back in the Right to Dream Academy, dog. He's not. We're not good. He's not doing nothing there, bro. Frimpong's probably the best right back in the world right now. If I'm being honest.
But on the left, you got Grimaldo. That ain't much better, bro.
Bro, Grimaldo. Oh, dude, I've been reading
Jared
Grimaldo
Bowen
for
cook,
so
bro.
long, bro.
Bro, let Jared Bowen cook.
Grimaldo,
I beg,
honestly,
bro.
Grimaldo versus Jared Bowen might be an all-time matchup here. But I'm gonna go Grimaldo, bro.
All-time matchup.
But Grimaldo is like.
Bro, you know what's
how
crazy?
good Grimaldo is?
Yeah,
Grimaldo's
I know, but
so
you
good.
know what's crazy? Like, you were on like a couple years ago, and the fact that you say Jared Bowen would actually could be a good matchup is crazy. Just because except me, of course, would dog on Jared Bowen, but now he's class.
No, he's a good player. I think any of our teams would be lucky to have him.
Not too bad. He signed a lifetime contract, baby.
I don't want him though. Yeah.
Well, you need more than just You need to actually a whole revamp of your squad.
What happened to moving on?
But I feel like we say that every year about Chelsea. They need a revamp.
Let's just move on. Yeah, because we've only done this. Okay, just wait. Wait till we're doing this podcast when Chelsea's good again, bro.
Yeah, I know.
The fact that we did this podcast only when they're bad. No, I won't stay.
I have to take my shots in because of all the times I got dogged on in high school for West Ham and we were in relegation battles. So I'm taking my shots when I can. All right.
Yeah, like the year before we did this podcast, Andres and I had a bet on who would finish higher. That Andres made, by the way.
Yeah, I have a bet.
It was a $20 bet. That was the year that Chelsea won the Champions League. By the way, I'm just gonna put that. Chelsea won the Champions League that year. West Ham finished like 15th.
Hey,
so
we were in the beginning of the season. It looked good for me. Towards the end, it was no longer good. I was just happy that I gave him. Bro, I gave him the $20 happy because we avoided relegation that year.
You didn't give me $20. You didn't. We went to Hot Dog at a Steak and he paid for me. That's what we did.
Is that what happened?
That's what we did.
That $20?
No, it's okay.
No, but I was just like to pay for me. It's okay.
He can take my.
I felt bad, bro. I felt bad. I remember I wore my Chelsea kit that day too. I felt bad.
I don't remember. You have some great memory, bro. I don't remember that.
Come on now. Okay, let's keep it going with football topics. Let's move over to the Concacaf side. Everybody, our subscribers' favorite football federation by far. Nations League Concacaf ended not too long ago, about 2-3 weeks ago. Of course, with USA beating Mexico. I'm bringing this topic to the table because I want us all to consider what the outlook or what the federation looks like now. What exactly that tournament maybe showed us moving forward, those kind of things. To let you guys gather some thoughts, unless you guys already have, I'll go first, and I just want to say, where the hell is Canada? We don't know what Canada looks like moving forward, going into the Copa America or going into the even the World Cup. I don't think you can confidently sit here and be like and predict where Canada or how Canada is going to do moving forward. Because they obviously did really good against Jamaica, but still lost. And that's been the highlight of their past, of the past few years, to be honest. So that's my point. Is I don't have a clue where Canada is moving forward at all. I cannot accurately predict anything as to they might do this well in Copa America, they might do this in the the World Cup, blah blah blah. It's just throw them in there and see if they do okay. I have not been confident in Canada since the game after Belgium in the World Cup, fam.
Oh, yeah, that was so bad. That took the wind out of their sails for the rest of the tournament.
That game in general was insane. Imagine if they won it though, where they should have won it. I don't know if we'd be here right now talking like this. Obviously, Canada's gone through a loss since then, bankruptcy, loss of money, a whole bunch of stuff on both the men's and women's side. But yeah, that's just my point to make about Concacaf. That's where my head initially goes when we think about Concacaf now, after that tournament. Is where the fuck is Canada?
On paper, they're a good side on paper, but it just shows you have to play the game. Yeah. I mean, they just play, and it's just like they have no identity. If you know what I mean, there's no identity with the team. Like I watched some of their games. Like don't get me wrong, I watched the Jamaica game, obviously, but like even like their Trinidad Tobago game, they won that one. Obviously, it's Trinidad Tobago. No offense, Trinidad and Tobago fans.
Still a solid side, but yes.
Yes. Still did the U.S. done dirty. Anyways,
keep going. Keep moving on. Keep going.
I just there's no like identity in terms of play. It seems like they're just going through the motions in terms of like Now does that go down to the manager, the players? I mean, the players are good. You have Alphonso Davies, like that's your player. That's your guy, Jonathan David. Those are your guys. Like I mean, your guys, and it's just I don't know, man. It's just so lackluster from them all the time, and it's like they're so out of form. It doesn't matter how the players are doing in their like specific leagues or clubs or whatever. It doesn't matter. It just never transitions, or like if it does, it's like glimpses. It's glimpses of those informed players that are fantastic for the Bayern Munich, and then it's gone. It's like they don't play the full game. Sometimes they just don't, and it's just like they should be top three. Like I've said this before, but Jamaica is top three in my top three, and Canada's dropped down, and it looks like they're gonna just continue dropping down just because they're so out of sync with everything that
there's no vision.
Yeah, and there's no passion.
There's no passion. There's no vision. There's no vision. There's no
I think I'm wrong. Is when Davies fumbled his girl. He hasn't been the same since, bro. Look at the dates.
She just came out. She just had an interview like a day or two ago about like online abuse. Like she's gotten so much online abuse recently over the past like year or two. Ever since then,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know about all that, but
I think Davies get the abuse. He's the one who fumbled. Like I wouldn't abuse her.
Did he?
Did he fumble or did he get abused?
Fumbled. Was it really his fault?
No, I thought she broke up with him. I thought she broke up with him.
I thought it was like a it just didn't work out.
Or was it a mutual thing?
Yeah, I thought it was a mutual thing.
Yeah, she's dating some like baseball player now, I think.
No, who gives a shit about her? We're talking
about in dating podcast.
We give you dating advice.
Davies ain't been the same since. He hasn't been the same since.
It's true. He's still been a really good player. He also hasn't played with injuries. Let's consider that too.
That is true.
He's probably the biggest talent to come out of the MLS media coverage wise in a long time. So he had a high ceiling. I mean, I wouldn't say he hasn't reached it. He's been really good. I mean, he's a starter.
Yeah. Just not for Canada. That's the only problem.
Just not for Canada. Yeah. I mean, Andres, you made a really good point about the whole like translation. Like it doesn't translate. Like how good you are domestic club wise, it just doesn't move over. Geographically, Canada should be the third best team. I mean, we've talked about Mexico enough. We talk about USA enough. Canada just needs to be the third best team. Obviously, the it's not the same level of passion. It's not unfortunately, but like Vancouver and Toronto, for example, Montreal, play in America. They play for so there's just nothing really there. They do have a Canadian Premier League that's only about 2 or 3 years old that I actually keep up with a good amount.
Me too.
And like they're getting loans in from decent teams. I mean, they've gotten players from Europe. They've a lot of MLS and Mexico loans, but it's just no identity. And it's at the infant stage of football growth in Canada. But it's going to be a long time until they grow up. And unfortunately, right now, they're at an infant stage when the USA and Mexico are about to they're about to sit at the adult table. Like they're very close to being up there, if not already at there. So Canada has so far to go, and I mean, look at the other Concacaf teams. Jamaica, we've talked about enough. You guys know. If you're a Jamaican fan, if you just watch the YouTube channel, we love Jamaica. Jamaica has a much better future, in my opinion. Costa Rica historically have also been a very solid side. I would still rate them above Canada. Panama, even I would say Panama and Canada are somewhat close. But yeah, no identity is exactly what you would say, Andres. Diego or Warren, either of you, do you have any other points about Concacaf following the Nations League?
This is going to be a hot take. The gap between the U.S. and Mexico and European teams is, in my opinion, has grown. I think both teams are off the mark. I feel like in this upcoming World Cup, round of 16 will be lucky in terms of what I saw on that game.
We're saying that.
I'm saying
the USA and Mexico I've gotten farther from Europe.
Yes, I personally think that. Yeah, I saw.
Wow.
Now this is going to be crazy. Right, hear me out. I know this is a hot take. I know this is fucking insane. I watched the Mexico-US game, obviously. Mexico fan all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking pissed that we lost, right?
Of course.
But that game was fucking shite. Like, all around. It was bad. It was like both teams could barely string passes together. Tyler Adams' goal shouldn't have gone in, first off, because that shouldn't have been a goal. The second goal, fine. Fair enough. First goal shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have gone in. In no world should that be going in.
That's not how it works, bro.
I also want to say, and Andres, this is like I don't disagree with you per se that Ochoa should have been in a better position. Whatever. This is your reaction to every goal that's ever scored against you.
No. Like second goal, fair enough. I'm fine with that. Like a good goal. First goal should never be going in. That was a slow ass shot from like 25 yards out. He had so much time to react. All he had to do was shuffle his feet. He could have fucking caught that shit. Anyways, it just pissed me off because I could have fucking caught that. Anyways, yeah, no, I'm being dead ass. I would have conversation. No, I'm being dead ass. Yeah. Roll the clips. I've made a similar save. I kid you not. Anyway, roll the fucking clip. I don't give a fuck. Roll the clips.
Yeah, you're not being shot on by Tyler Adams, fam.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay,
with that shot, it looked like
80,000 fans yelling in your face, bro.
I really hope that one day, and
I go up against Tyler Adams, and I save the exact shot.
I hope that one day we get big enough, right, where we're interacting with athletes, with football players, and I want to put Andres in goal, and I want to do a 100 shots versus amateur goalkeeper, or Andres or reserve.
I'll do good. I'll do pretty good.
And see what happens.
For semi-pro, I do good. Yeah,
that's okay. Well, back to the footballing take.
Anyways, back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
That game to me, like, it was supposed to be like the pinnacle of like Concacaf in terms of like the two best teams on Concacaf going at each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at certain spells of that game, nothing was happening for either side. Like, it was just both teams moving the ball around, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to Europe, you're watching the Euros qualifications. I found those games more exciting than the final of Concacaf when the worst possible teams to qualify last for the Euros I found those games more exciting than that. I found the teams. Who's even playing? Ukraine and was it Scotland? No.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was
Scotland. No,
it was
I thought it was
Scotland
Scotland.
and someone else. Yeah.
I thought
Anyways,
it was Ukraine. Yeah.
might have been. I know both teams were playing. I just don't know if they were playing against each other. Those
Uh-huh.
teams were actually able to move the ball fluidly amongst each other as a coherent squad and make and work the ball and actually swing the ball into good areas, right? Now, yes, I understand that these European countries do have better quality in terms of Concacaf just because of like this is their shit. But I just found that the terms of quality and skill is bigger. I felt because in previous years I felt like it was getting closer, but now I just feel like it's like widened even more. And I think it's just because I feel like both federations, the Mexican and the United States, kind of settled a little bit. They haven't like
Really?
got. Yeah, I feel like they've settled. I feel like, especially Mexico.
Really?
I think Mexico settled way too much. The U.S.
Okay.
They're trying, but Mexico, I feel like they've settled, which is our problem. But I just feel like this World Cup, after watching that game, I feel like they're going to be lucky to get out of the group stage or like be barely pushing around to 16, but they're playing like a bunker ball side. Like they're going to like they don't. That's why that's how I feel. I feel like we're going to see bunker ball football if they're around to 16 if either of those squads get through. That's a hot take. I know.
Bro was not lying about the hot take. Diego, before I go, give me your thoughts on it.
On the take?
Yeah.
I not that I don't understand your point, Andres. I see where you're coming from.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
I started muting right afterwards. Thank you.
But
just the way my camera's at. I'm trying to make sure like I'm straight, but like it keeps showing the side of me every time I turn, so it's like anyways, yeah.
I mean, we can see more jawline. It's cool. I don't got a problem with it. Anyways, we saw the U.S. play England, right, in the World Cup. Like, I wasn't. I'm not thinking. I wasn't a dream, right? Like they did well.
They did well
against England. Yeah,
a draw.
They did well. Yeah, no, they did well
the talent
against
that England
against probably a top 4 favorite of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did well.
So for me, I'm not gonna go. Yes, the U.S. are gonna be lucky to get to the semifinals, of course, but a good draw, yeah, they can get the round 16 done and over with. A little luck on their side, absolutely. Like I don't know, are Mexico in a weird rut right now? Yeah, absolutely. Are they kind of like still figuring things out? For sure. But I don't think they've settled. I mean, they keep firing managers and trying to find the right fit. I think if anything, that's the opposite of settling. I think, are they making a lot of mistakes? Sure, but are they still trying? Yes. And I think these teams, they're still figuring things out. They're playing with far inferior talent. But at the end of the day, like, they're trying, and we've seen them put up some good games. I've seen the U.S. put up some good games. Mexico, less so recently, but still, I mean, hell, I saw that Mexico versus Germany game when Lozano scored the winner. I know that was a long time ago, but I saw that. That was fucking fire.
A long time.
That was 6 years ago.
6 years ago, dude. Oh my god.
Bro, he's been living on that hype since 2018, bro.
He has.
I ain't talking about Lozano
6 years ago,
but I'm talking about like that feeling of like.
Mexico. I'll never forget that moment. It was just
too.
Like that. But you got to remember that 2018 squad was our last chance of doing well in the World Cup. That was our golden generation's last chance because they were getting old at that point by the next World Cup. Like they were like in their 30s. Chicha, Bella.
But like, I don't think that's like the last good squad we're gonna see in Mexico. And like
no, but for a while, I think
Yeah, but my point is like they got there and they had a little bit unlucky, obviously, like throughout the years. But I think it's there, and I don't think they've settled, and I think they can put up a good game against good teams, especially the U.S. At least as of right now. I don't know. I totally think we could see an upset by the U.S. Like just with the right conditions, the right good luck. Obviously, like I said, luck ain't gonna be involved, but I think we see something. I think I don't know. I think it's a little harsh to be going on
Yeah.
like that.
I just because like I'm just saying that because like in terms of like the U.S. like what you just described, you're relying on luck, luck of a draw to be able to beat a team that like I mean in terms of saying progressing, I'm saying like the United States, Mexico should be able to go up against the bigger nations and be like, all right, let's go, instead of being like, oh, if we're lucky this game, get a good draw,
I mean, yes,
avoid
but
those nations.
also, like the U.S. aren't gonna match France or
No.
England
Or
just at the
Argentina or nothing. No.
in the system of the way football is like brought up.
Yeah.
It's just that's
Yeah.
systemic at
The
that point.
importance of it.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
shit isn't even that's a whole nother level. That's gonna take years.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like what we got right now with the players that we got, some talented players coming up. Yes, you're right. It is luck. Of course, when you're going up against a France or an England, you're gonna need a nice little luck. But that's
Some
not
luck.
taken away from the fact that they're working hard and they have the talent enough to still come out and get a win there. Hell, when you see Man City go up against fucking Crystal Palace and Man City lose, you know, at the end of the day, you know, because Crystal Palace can pull out that win. They just need that just needs to be that right kind of day for them. And yeah, they don't have the money
That's fair.
or the talent or the manager, but they do it. And I think it's the same for international teams like the U.S. And I agree that they should, like, we have millions of people. Of course, we should arguably be there, but it's just football isn't in our culture
bring out
at that level. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like Mexico, I'm gonna agree. It's not that Mexico have gotten far. No, yeah, no. I would say Mexico have gotten farther from Europe than in years past. Because they are in a rut right now. But I don't know if rut would be the right word. Transitional period. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
you
saw
said,
the
that
US do
last
it.
time was the like, that 2018 World Cup was the last chance for them to do that with that team. They're still trying to find their next generation of stars of you know, of hope. And that might take long. That might be the 2030 World Cup. But I do agree. I mean, Mexico in general are just sitting. Sitting would be my my phrase there.
So yeah, I agree with that. Just because
Yeah.
I feel like I think they're content with that, because I feel like in years past, losing to the United States so many times in a row, it would be completely unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's no like urgency to fix that. And I feel like it's since probably I would say Mexico. I don't want to make this like all Mexico related, but like probably since 2020 when when the gap started to appear in terms of like realizing but we're losing a step. And I feel like nothing's been changed, and it's just the same questions over and over again being asked of, oh, we need to send players to Europe, but none of the teams are letting the youngsters go because they want X amount of money, and European teams are saying, no, we'll just go find someone in our youth academy instead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a constant, these questions are being asked, but the federation is kind of like, oh, whatever, we'll just replace a new manager and hope for the best. And honestly, this new manager needs to fucking grow a pair and actually start some players instead of just sticking with his favorites. But you know, that's whatever.
Yeah.
That's off the point. But yeah. Anyways, that's my spiel. I'm done talking about it.
That's fair. And I think for Mexico, yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, USA though, I would completely disagree.
That's
with you.
fair. Hey, that's fair.
I completely disagree with you. I think if the USA had a competent manager, we would not be having this conversation. I think the only reason people might be saying this is USA don't really have a set footballing identity, in my opinion. Like I said, Greg Berhalter is not the person to bring us that. He should not be the person to lead to the 2026 World Cup. I do think he probably will, unfortunately. But I do think they've made great strides towards European football, financially, mentally, technically. I do think so. If you keep up with the youth in this country, so many players are being outsourced to Europe now. And at least their academies. Kevin Sullivan. I mean, come on, 14-year-old just got signed by Manchester City. You know, there's a lot of the MLS Next are bringing in a lot of good talent for youth-wise. And I do think, I mean, we still have a lot of great American players, too, that are playing at the highest European heights. Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, Florian Balogun is up there. You know, I've talked about this before. I'm not going to go over the whole player list again. But I do think the USA have made their most amount of progress ever in the past 2 years or so, 2 or 3 years towards being European football. So I don't really think you can say that they're not, that they're getting even farther. But so I really do have faith in either USA or Mexico quarterfinal appearance in the World Cup. I mean, that's a final 8 teams. I really do have confidence in a quarterfinal appearance for either one of those teams, or for a Concacaf team in general. I think they're going to be there. So I think to say that they're not getting closer, I don't know. For me, it's just a little far off. It's a little too far off. If you said it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, like, yeah, but I think right now, like, what they've been doing, at least to develop the soccer in this country, have been phenomenal. It's kind of with the point, kind of off the point. Have you guys seen the new stadium they're building for NYCFC in New York?
No.
So
No.
they just approved, I think, a $780 million stadium. Going to be right next to the Met Stadium, right next to Citi Field. It's a soccer-specific stadium. So one of the, New York's first soccer-specific professional stadium. It looks phenomenal. I mean, obviously there's only 3D mock-ups and animations, but it looks fucking beautiful. But like things in like that, a soccer-specific stadium in what many consider as, in like probably the most famous city in the world, of New York City, is just, to me, that says enough for New York City to approve a $780 million project just to have, a better place to watch soccer. Like, for me, that says enough of getting close there. And I think we're slowly teetering on that, on the footballing becoming a top sport, a top ambition for youth in this country. So I think we're getting there. I think yes, we still are way off, but we're not getting farther. Is what I'd say. But a hot take. I'm gonna make that as own video. I was gonna make a thing. Before I move on, Diego, do you have a particular take from Nations League about Concacaf?
I don't think so.
All right. Well,
no crazy take there.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
And
Jamaica.
Come on, Diego.
Diego. The fucking line.
Reggae boys, Diego. That was your cue, Diego.
Fucking Diego, man. The one time we asked him to do one thing.
Huh? That's going on the playlist. That's going on the Diego playlist of Diego's moments.
I don't think I have anything.
I'm just messing.
Just messing. All I gotta say is Jamaica, and we'll be like, "Oh, really, Jamaica?
That's Jamaica.
What do you mean?
That's 200 subscribers there, Diego. You just missed out on. Come on, man. Get with the program.
Yeah. No, we're just playing.
We're just messing.
We don't force that.
Nope. No. Everything related to Jamaica, I truly and honestly believe that we ever said. I truly honestly believe. I don't know about these two fuckers, but I truly honestly believe everything we said.
Like, because when we filmed the the semifinals, I was actually just devastated that the own goal went in. I was really hoping that Jamaica would pull it out. But yeah, I was actually
I was screaming. I was at Isabel's. We were watching it together. I was screaming, bro.
So I was like, my hands were on my head. I was like, you got to be shitting me right now. I actually felt sad about it. I was like, you got to be shitting me. But anyways, yeah, that was off topic. But yeah, I actually do move forward.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love talking about the Reggae Boys. So the support you guys give us for it, and it only motivates me to keep going with it. So, so let's move on. My last topic here, because we're doing pretty good. We're almost at 50 minutes already for the video. We're gonna skip on the Premier League VAR thing or the offside thing. We'll save it for later. I think maybe even when we get more details, when it's more in the news, if that makes sense. But I want to talk about the Israel thing, the Conmebol, because I think it's a good topic. I think it's it's a good topic to talk about. Before we talk about it, I want to say we're going to keep this to the footballing world. Obviously, everybody knows what's going on in the Middle East. We're not going to make this a political thing. This is purely a footballing thing, a geographical thing. And to those of you in the comments, if you feel the need to mention anything political, just consider what you're saying, please. This is a footballing channel. We're going to keep it about football right now. Obviously, what's going on?
No politics.
Non-political. I've never dropped anything political. Come on, keep it mature, guys.
Great apology.
Yeah, what the hell? What was that? What was that? Where did that come from?
I'm just telling you,
I was still going right now. Okay.
No,
Anyways,
yeah, this is a football channel. We're trying to support football in every
Yes.
aspect, and this isn't. We're not trying to make a political statement. As us three, it's literally we're talking about the football side, the federation itself, not what's going on. Sad stuff all around, but
this is a footballing topic. But I also want to say we're not saying this to discredit anything that's happening over there or to not mention anything, because I think everything over there is really important. And I just want to put that out there. We do care, but football. Anyways,
football's
Diego, go
life.
ahead.
Diego,
say what you're gonna say.
But, wait, I was gonna say, hold on. But
please don't be bad.
If the joke is good.
So Premier League semi-automated offsides is a really good topic to talk about now.
That's my editing is amazing.
This is editing, yeah, great. This is 15 more minutes. I gotta put on this video now. Thank you, Diego. Love it.
I say anything. I was just letting people know.
Yeah, but the fact that you're opening the door to say something. You're opening the door to say something.
No.
Anyways, let's continue with the federation. Diego's being Diego, and that's why we love him.
I might have to, if I make this in its own video, I might have to re-record that disclaimer, just so you guys know.
That's fine, but Diego's just being Diego. He loves everyone. All right, anyways, continue.
Okay. So if you are not up to date on either Israel news, footballing wise, or Conmebol news, Israel have recently signed a deal with Conmebol, which is obviously the South American Footballing Federation, Argentina, Brazil, you know that, in hopes that they would take part in future Conmebol tournaments, primarily Copa America. I mean, they've come out and said, I'm going to read off a little bit of the Athletic article here. This is from Moshe Zawar's. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. He's the president of the Israel Football Association. He says, particularly exciting historic moment and the international breakthrough for the IFA. He blah, blah, blah. I very much hope that the Israeli national team will be a part of one of the major tournaments organized by Conmebol, perhaps even the Copa America.
All right, buddy.
So I mean, I guess, yeah, the topic I really want to mention here out of anything is, should countries that are not in the continent be able to participate in other continents' federations? I also want to say before that, Japan and Qatar have played in Copa America before. China and Australia were invited. They chose not to play. Israel itself has played in UEFA. They have also played in the Asian Football Federation. They're one of the founding members of the of Asian football, actually. I believe they've played in the Oceania Football Federation as well. So they're trying to get the Infinity Stones of all football federations.
They're going international, bro.
They are going international, bro. I'm waiting for the Gold Cup appearance. But should a team like this in the Middle East be allowed to participate in Copa America? I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to say that again. Copa America. Should they be able to participate?
I mean, I'll just say my piece quick. I just think it's like, it's fine. It's a one-off thing, right? Like,
maybe.
Imagine if the US had to participate in the Euros. How happy we'd be. How much fun that'd be. Like, I don't think we'd be complaining. So, looking at it from that point of view, it's whatever. I don't think it's a big deal. Let's be honest. Israel ain't gonna do much in Copa America. So, like,
that's true.
It's fine. Like,
those are easy free points. Give me those 3 points.
Yeah, give me those 3 points. I mean that shit out. Like, come on.
That's the luck. That's the luck we were talking about earlier, Diego.
That is the luck we were talking about. The luck of the draw, bro.
Give me those 3 points.
Right there.
No disrespect to the Israeli players manager federation. It's just like, realistically, you're not going to be able to beat Mexico. Actually, maybe or United States. You're not going to beat those two. It's just not possible. But I'm gonna disagree with Diego. I like the idea in the sense of, it allows like federations that are growing to be able to, like, test themselves instead of having to wait for the World Cup and just stick to their region. But that's what friendlies are for. But I mean, if you really want a proper test in terms of, like, something's on the line, then yeah, tournaments. I feel like if it's a one-off thing in terms of, like, it's every, like, a few years, like Qatar, how they did the Gold Cup. What was it? Last summer they did the Gold Cup. Didn't get very far, but they did it, or whatever. But I feel like it's not a bad thing. I feel like they're trying to expand probably, like, footballing opportunities in Israel. So I commend him for that, for reaching out to Conmebol and doing that. But I feel like it can't be a consistent thing because I feel like it's unfair to nations that are part of South America and that federation, and then easily because if you get invited, right, that takes away a spot that a team can qualify for, right?
Yeah.
And you have this sounds so mad out of context. You have an outsider, and then they take something that like not like I'm just saying, like I'm not.
That's a crazy analogy, bro. That's a crazy analogy. I thought we were getting political here.
Football.
Where's the political?
Football.
I'm saying that it's not even a political statement. I was saying it's just like a crazy statement.
I know, look at him.
I'm not even that red. It's my light that makes me so red, bro. Like look, I'll look at my camera right now, like on my phone. I'm actually normal. It's literally my light that makes me like a tomato, and I don't know why. But it just does. Like I looked at my phone. I'm not red, but yeah. I'm gonna not use that analogy because that's a mad analogy. I'm gonna just say it's unfair to the teams that have to qualify that are in the region, and then you give away a spot, and that team can no longer qualify. Especially in South America, where a lot of teams are dependent on money, possibly from getting into the tournament. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Israel, if they're hopping around and like going to all these tournaments, they can have they have money to be able to do that. Meanwhile, these other South American teams that are smaller. Don't have the money.
Is that how it works? Are they kicking out a South American team?
Well, yeah. If you get invited, you automatically get a spot. You don't have to qualify.
Right, but are they reducing the amount of teams that qualify then?
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know as much yet. We do know that like all 10 Conmebol teams participate in Copa America. They'd probably just increase it to one. If I was a betting man, they'd probably just increase it by one.
Well, it's like the World Cup because there's 3 nations. Is there 3 more slots, or is those 3 spots already taken? You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, I don't know. I don't know if we're able to put an answer on that because we don't know.
I'm assuming it takes a spot.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, but let me add some more context too, because one, we don't know what this agreement is. We don't necessarily know. Like, we don't exactly know what this means. We just know they've joined the family. That's all. That's what the tweet said. They've joined the Conmebol family. They also have not left UEFA. I just want to put that out there. There is no confirmation they've left UEFA. So they could, in theory, obviously we don't know, but World Cup qualifiers. What would they play for? Would they play in Conmebol or would they play in UEFA or both? I don't know.
Whatever's easiest.
Whatever. I guess, yeah. So we just don't know. In regards to this, we just know they've explicitly said they hope to participate in the Copa America in the future. They wouldn't this summer; it's too soon. But they hope to they explicitly said they hope to participate in the future. That's the only thing. It's just I don't like that there's something that we don't know. Like what in my head, right? European teams compete with European teams to qualify in UEFA. Asian teams do it with other Asian teams to qualify. Vice versa. I just don't like that we have to think about this. This is dumb. In anything, I don't view it. If it was a one-time participation in a tournament, sure, but that's not what it seems like. This isn't an agreement to play in Copa America in the future. This is an agreement to join Conmebol somehow. I'm not too sure. Okay, we're gonna finish it there. It's a long episode. We're about an hour now. If you have any comments about anything we've talked about, leave it in the comments down below. Like per usual, like the video to help us grow the channel even more. Again, big thank you to everybody who's helped us along this journey to reaching 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully the next celebration will be 10K, 100,000, million. You know how it goes.
Sir,
let's keep going. Let's get there. So yeah, thank you for your support again. We would appreciate it if you keep supporting us because it goes a long way. It goes farther than you ever know. So yeah. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, I'm not sure when that'll be, but we'll let you guys know soon. Blah blah, all the stuff. Turn notifications on so you know when it comes out. All that. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, morning, whatever.
I'm just waiting for you to sign.
And let me think about what else we could say. Yeah, I've had a fun time doing. I'm just kidding. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.